The Switch 2. Nintendo has debuted their intense new console. Finally, the technology unknown to many, mysterious to all, has been revealed. Now, showing debut footage from a mind-blowing new title, Mario Kart. Blowing all minds, defying all expectations. Mario in a go-kart.
You thought Mario Kart 8 was good, but get ready for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, because that's what we're going to show you with the Nintendo Switch 2.
Now,
hit it.
Let me ask you.
Yeah.
Are you going to switch to the new console?
Johnny, theme song.
All right.
Wow.
Well, that's enough Switch 2 talk. Anyways,
I think we
It's the
covered
real
it
tragedy.
pretty much.
yeah,
Did everyone see the?
I watched the video.
No.
What a fucking... Okay, Nintendo.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Nintendo.
I'm getting
Sean,
nervous.
Are you upset?
How did you get me so disappointed? I am
man.
excited for the Switch 2. I'm really excited. And then it's like, here's what it looks like. We're going to show you a really quick trailer, but you want to see the whole thing? I do. Yes.
Yeah.
April 2nd. Like, what the fuck? I gotta wait
It's
like
a teaser.
4 months before you even talk about this fucking thing?
That's the.
What do you
Yeah.
mean the whole thing? What could it's the Switch
well, they
2.
didn't go into anything.
Anything.
They showed what it looked like.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then it was, see you in April. It was like, okay. It's just funny. It is funny comparing the debut of the original Switch to this one, because with that trailer, that whole, when they first showed it, it was a similar thing where they just showed a video and then, okay, we'll talk more about like games and stuff like that later. Did the same kind of thing. However, we had never seen the Switch before. Yeah. So this video, it showed people playing Nintendo at home.
Right.
You want to go to this rooftop party thing?
That, yeah.
And then he gets up and grabs the fucking console and takes it with him. So at the time, it was like, you could do that? That's the new Nintendo system?
Super
that was
innovative.
very shocking. And that was enough to kind of like hold you over.
Was it months you had to wait though?
It was, yeah.
Oh, really?
It was a while.
Am I
But
the
this
only one on
time,
the internet who's not disappointed with the Switch 2 announcement?
Well,
I feel
I'm
like I've heard
not-
nothing but negativity about this thing, and I'm like, this looks cool.
Oh, no.
I was about to...
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was about to say that. So this time, that concept is known. So they just showed... here's what it looks like. See you in April.
Here's the
and so
hardware.
I think there's kind of an expectation of like that same level of whoa, but it's like they don't need to do that this time. It's like, we updated it.
I'm very excited for the Switch 2. I just would like, I wish
You wish you had some software to look at other than Mario Kart.
I just wish they would have just either not said anything until April 2nd.
Sure.
Because I'm excited anyways. Or like, I hate, they do this a lot with movies too. There's a trailer for a trailer. Like,
Teaser,
well, not even that, but it's like, oh, you want to see the new, I don't know, Captain America? The trailer is going to drop in a week. It's like, I don't give a fuck. Show me the trailer in a week. You know, like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
They're
I kind of feel like that's what this is.
Squeezing as much hype as they can out of it.
I think that the nature of this is that in a perfect world, everybody would be completely 100% dialed into Nintendo like we are, hanging on their every word.
Sure.
That's not the case. Most people are just living their life, not giving a shit about what's going on with Nintendo.
Yeah.
So they have to put this news out way in advance, probably way earlier than they even have stuff to show.
Yeah.
So they show teasers for movies for the Switch. They show everything they can, and then they continue to work on it and develop it and figure out what the rest is going to be. You know, even like with the first Star Wars J.J. Abrams movie, Episode 7, there were clips in that trailer that ended up not being in the final film because they didn't have the thing completed and they were still like working on it.
They showed it a year before.
So I mean, it's a teaser.
Yeah, I do think something that was smart for them to do. It wasn't that, as someone like, me who's looking at all this stuff all the time, it wasn't that exciting. It felt very like, here it is, don't bother us, because there were so many leaks.
And that's a problem too, and that's not their fault.
Yeah.
Because I had already seen this fucking thing.
Yeah. But I was very, like you were talking about, I was very dialed in. So it was like, okay, they showed it, fine. But I thought it was smart, to be honest. Like they showed the system, and what was genius is at the end, the one thing they talked about in that whole clip was, okay, here it is. Yeah, it plays all the Switch 1 games. It does that too. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like just getting that out of the way, because my mom messaged me, independent of me saying anything. My mom messaged me, oh, great. Oh, this is just it plays the old ones too. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me know when this comes out.
But then there was a weird asterisk. Yeah, it plays all the Switch 1 games, except for the ones that it won't play.
Yeah.
All right, enjoy it when it comes out. And that was like, wait, what?
That was funny.
Which what will it
I
play
feel
Zelda?
like that's like the Labo stuff, like the
Yeah.
weird, like the Ring. There's like weird peripheral games. I feel like
Yes.
it's probably those.
Okay,
I
possibly.
think what it might be.
I'm thinking Zelda.
Yeah, it plays everything but Tears of the Kingdom. Isn't that
Crazy.
weird? It sounds like, just speculation here, but do you remember the Switch has like an IR sensor on the end of one of the Joy-Cons?
Yeah.
Like maybe the right one?
Oh,
And that was barely used. I think 1-2 Switch used it. Like there were a couple games that played like Wii games almost that used that. And
Infrared sensor.
yeah,
how'd that factor into the games?
it would like look at what you would like wave in front of it or something.
but is there a sensor bar on this?
No,
How did it know?
technology got better.
Wow.
we can't discuss that.
Yeah, gentlemen, do not
Fair
discuss
enough.
that.
Secret.
But yeah, it had that and barely used it. Again, it was like 1-2 Switch and other stuff. I think maybe that workout game, or I'm not
Said
sure,
Ring
but
Fit.
it sounds like it's probably just going to be like those, just like a couple games that it can't.
So
The
apparently
new one might not have that.
one of the leaks said that they knew of 25 supposed games that were going to be coming out on this, but I can't find that list of 25 games. Have you seen this? You're on top of all the
Not
leaks.
25.
Oh.
I haven't seen a single thing.
This was a leak that came out of France because these leaks are
Oh.
like popping up worldwide. This person announced the price and was pretty close. Wait, did they officially say the price? I'm
No,
reading
no. They said
400
nothing.
to 450. Maybe that was just
really?
another leak.
The leaks, a lot of leaks are corroborating. It sounds like it's going to be like $399.
Well, so
I think
what
it's
I've
going to
heard
be.
is it's going to be $399, 400 for the console, and then if it's bundled with Mario Kart, that'll be like 450.
Okay,
Okay, that makes
interesting.
sense.
Which Mario Kart's the best-selling game on Switch, so
Yeah.
it makes sense. It's also strange now that we're in a world where just regular Mario is superseded by Mario Kart as like the
Kinda. Yeah, it's a
go-to
spin-off.
launch game.
Yeah.
It's wild how Mario Kart 8, as I kind of just mentioned earlier, it is like that came out.
It's
when-
a Wii.
It's a Wii U game,
It
right?
was a Wii U game,
and that
they
is
just ported it.
still being like worked on, and like they add levels to it still. Like that's crazy. It's so
That-
long.
I didn't realize. I want to say I saw a thing today that it's like their highest selling game ever.
Well, they haven't
maybe.
stopped selling it. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I
but
see
it's
that.
it's like 70 million copies or something.
Jesus.
It's like some insane number that you hear about GTA selling like 11 million. It's like, oh my God, damn, that's huge. But that Mario Kart game never stopped.
Damn.
The leaks that I heard, Derrick.
I bought 2 copies of it on Switch.
Oh, really?
Because my first one got lost.
Oh, no.
really?
Good.
I
It
thought
got lost, and everybody's like, "Pop in Mario Kart." I don't have it. Fuck, I have the box. I guess I'll just buy another copy.
I mean, I bought the one on the Wii U and the one on the Switch. So I guess I bought it twice.
they make the damn cartridges so small. They want me to lose them.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Just realized.
That was in the very latter days of us like doing some stuff with Nintendo. And I think they sent a code or something. I think I don't think I ever bought it.
Oh.
I thought they sent us some codes.
Yeah, I never bought the Switch version. I was holding out, I think, for this new.
Yeah, Garrett keeps saying, "Well, finally, my patience is paid off." It's
Yeah.
like, well, you
Well,
say
I have
that.
I didn't
Well,
play
'cause
Mario Kart for 8 years.
I have it on the Wii U, and I
Yeah.
was like, well, it's the same game on the Switch. If I ever want to play that again, I'll just pop in my Wii U version, which I have
Yeah.
like once.
Do you play the Wii U? You still turn
Yeah,
that on?
we'll play it on the PPS every once in a while.
Okay.
I dust it off and fire it up every 6 months. Not often, but yeah, it's a great HDMI Wii player too, because it's got a
Yeah.
Oh,
that's true.
yeah.
HD video out. It's good for the backwards compatibility. There's still some Wii games I pop into it, but yeah, I never bought the Switch version.
Because you're waiting.
It never went down in price like Nintendo games never
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
But I think you're around the right price for rumors. Like the Switch launched at $300, so I could see this being like it's a Switch Pro. It seems it's just going to be like a graphic improvement.
It's a new console. and it's a
faster,
new-
maybe big memory. Yeah, new console, but still 400 seems like with inflation a good launch
curious
price.
to see. I feel like with the Wii, huge success. Wii U, I perceive that there was always a challenge to convey to people, like, why should I get the Wii U over the Wii? It doesn't seem that much different. It doesn't seem like that big of a step forward. I feel like a lot of people skipped that one and then got the Switch.
Yes.
I wonder if Switch 2 will fall into the same pitfall of how is this? Obviously, it's better than the original Switch, but is it that much better to where I need to replace my Switch 1 with a Switch 2?
Yeah, it seems right now, just like, again, being online all the time, I feel like everyone's been waiting for, a more powerful Switch for a long time, because it's been 8 years. So part of me is like, oh yeah, I mean, it's going to sell great. Okay,
I'm just talking about the casual people out there.
It's going to be the software.
This is what I was going to say. This is what I was going to say is, I feel like the PS4 to PS5 transition fell into this weird category where so many people had PS4. I'm good. And then the developers are like, well, games are getting more expensive to make. Why would we not develop it for this crowd of people, 150 million consoles? So they just make the game on PS4 so people keep their PS4. You know what I mean? I wonder if that will happen with the Switch to Switch 2. If it's, I wonder if it's going to be immediate, like, make the thing on Switch 2, done. We're done with the first one. Or if it's going to linger like that.
That were sold,
I'm
though.
curious.
I can't imagine they would just
abandon
all those people.
That's what I mean. It was such a mainstream success. I am curious if we're not there. Maybe there's a thing we're not anticipating here, where it's like, I'm keeping my original one. How many kids got a regular Switch this Christmas?
Yeah,
It was such a success. I'm just curious.
And how many parents out there are like, yeah, you got a Switch. Yeah, but I want the Switch too. And then they look at the Switch 2 and they're like, no, you have that.
Exactly.
You have that.
It's too close.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a better situation than Wii to Wii U, because Wii U, just from a marketing perspective, was what is that updated Wii?
It also looked the same, except for the gamepad. So I know a lot of people thought it was just you're buying the gamepad and that was it. They didn't realize there was more on top of that.
Sure, like this one looks the same as the previous one, but even just calling it Wii 2, it's like, okay, it's the follow-up. Okay, just PlayStation to PlayStation 2 was a very easy transition. But I am just curious, like I said, like we were talking about. So many people already have the Switch. Is this going to be a weird? Is it going to be another weird transition? But
they need to do something. They need to change the look. They need to put like a light on top of it or something.
Well, I'm kind of a fan.
That's what it's going to
make it obvious.
The light,
flashlight.
I'm a fan of the two Joy-Cons not being like magenta and blue.
Yeah,
I hated that design in the Switch, and I'm glad to see at least the one they showed us. I'm a big fan of that trailer because I'm more interested, I think, in hardware of video games than the actual software sometimes.
And again,
we got to see that.
I just wish, and I don't know why they didn't just. Why can't you just do the direct? Why can't you just tell me the specs? Like why?
Bro, they got you because now you're like sucked in.
I was already sucked in.
You're definitely gonna tune in April.
I was gonna tune in whenever it was. It could have been in November. Like I don't know. Like it doesn't. Like, for me, it's just like you clearly know what the thing is. Like just why can't you just talk?
Maybe they're still fine tuning it.
Yeah,
maybe
the devs might not be ready. Like like really, they did only show us that glimpse of Mario Kart, which is vague. What they did show hardware wise is something I'd like to talk about. The magnetic transition from the Joy-Con sliding in, I think, is a beautiful design.
Yeah, that was cool. I what you were talking about, Derrick, a minute ago, where you were like, am I the only one positive about that or whatever? I felt like, I'm with you. I felt like I kept seeing, as soon as that trailer came out, people like circling things in the trailer. This is gonna break. Yeah, that's gonna break. This will be the first thing to break. I'm like, are you guys okay?
I just feel like
everything all right?
Everything
That's
I've read about
internet.
this was just just a feeling of disappointment. And I'm like, you wanted this to be announced. It was announced. And now you're just ripping it apart.
Yeah.
That's what they wanted.
Yeah.
They want to rip it
I
apart.
do
Their
think
pastime.
It's only as powerful as a PlayStation 4. And look at this design flop. That's going to break. And why are they not telling me more?
Yeah. It was just very like, but I do think the leaks had something to do with that, though, where people were fed these things a million times over the last 6 months.
Yeah.
And so it's like, well, here it is. It's like they've already made their statement about it, but it's like, well, no, they're showing it. They're actually showing it for the first time. But what can you do?
Back to the hardware, though. The optical sensor that I'm seeing like highlighted in some videos, like people at CES saw this blinking, like the bottom of a mouse, right?
Yeah.
Can you explain, Rocco, what you were talking to me about last night?
So they saw, people who saw the, again, it was another leak, but some company had Joy-Cons out for this new system at CES, and it looked like there was an optical sensor. Like, can you use these like a mouse?
Well,
Like
in the trailer, the
This is
Joy-Cons
it.
are like racing each other.
Yeah,
across
exactly.
the
Tron.
table.
I commented, I was like, oh, we got light cycle fucking Joy-Cons here. It
Yeah.
looked like Tron, the way they were mousing around them.
Yeah, so that's what people are speculating. It's like, oh, can you? It sure seems like it from that trailer, and it makes me wonder. Well, actually, Johnny said this because one of the rumors about what's coming to the Switch 2 is Halo Master Chief Collection, because
so
Microsoft is starting to port their stuff.
Yeah.
And so Johnny was saying, he's like, can you imagine walking with the stick in one hand and you're aiming with the mount? Like you could set, like the Switch, you could take the Joy-Cons off, set the screen there, and you're, controlling it like a.
It's the
Well,
original way Halo
are you
was
doing
played.
that?
Are you playing your Switch on a couch or on a tape, at a
At
desktop?
that point,
at
like
that point?
a desk you
Yeah.
need.
Yeah.
I don't
But-
have a Nintendo desk. They should sell one.
Yeah. I'll put my alarm
They should
on it.
Sell one.
Yeah.
Dude, okay, imagine this. All right, check this out. You put the screen in the middle, and then I have my thing right here that I'm moving around like this, and you have yours,
Yeah.
and we play Pong.
Oh, that would be
Guarantee
sick.
they'll do that.
Beep, beep.
Yep.
Brick out.
$400 coming in April.
Do all kinds of
I'm there
shit.
day one.
Day one.
I think also.
Are you there day one, guys?
Hell yeah, we're Mega64. We're there day zero.
Yeah.
I'm
Nintendo
there.
gives
Day
us the
negative
early
one.
access.
That-
code.
there.
I will never get over the Wii U getting that early.
Yeah.
For free. They sent
For
us
free.
Wii U's
I know.
early.
Yeah. As a thank you for being Mega64.
Dude, that was the best few months getting
Love you,
that.
Reggie.
And then like my kids going to school, like we got the new Nintendo system early, and their friends didn't believe them because like, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like, no, they do have it because we're so fucking cool.
They were like, you guys are
and
fucking
then they took
lying.
us
Then what
off that
happened?
list,
I've
off
said
the
it.
list.
I've brought it up a million times, but there were then they mailed a bunch of them to us.
Yeah.
But we had the ability to pick up one ahead of time.
Yeah.
And Sean was having a kid.
Yes.
So I was like, well, I'm going to go up to Hollywood and get this thing.
Yeah.
And then I posted about it. And yeah, that was the day that I got all this flack.
Oh,
from-
that's right.
I got all this shit from fans that were like, oh, your friend's having a baby. They're getting a video game. Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah, you
let me-
missed it.
Oh, hold on. Am I there? I'm making time for the crowning.
Yeah.
Jenny,
Jenny-
don't worry.
Jenny wants Rocco there.
It's so insane that I mean, yeah, no, you were forgiven. You were forgiven.
Thanks.
Also, Nintendo, when I had the baby, sent me a baby blanket, a Yoshi baby
it was-
blanket.
that ambassador program was so
That was
thoughtful.
so thoughtful. I wish I was part of that still. That was the shit.
The good old days.
That was the good old days. Yeah. That was
But
Well,
anyway,
hey, keep talking highly of this Switch 2, and maybe a little Stork will deliver something in April.
Well, if they saw the beginning of the podcast when I was mad, then that's not going to work out.
Johnny, erase that when this goes up.
I was just gonna say though, real quick, what the leaks were saying though, with the specs on the system,
Sure.
all of that was out there. But games wise, the leaks, which the other ones were fairly accurate, so I'm assuming these are going to be accurate too, say that it's launching with Mario Kart. I mean, we saw the clip of it
Yeah.
in the thing yesterday, so I think
Right.
that's safe. That it's launching with Mario Kart, but this April thing, this presentation, they will show the next big Mario game, like
Oh.
the next big 3D Mario game, which blows my mind. I know it's been 8 years since the Switch started. Okay, fine, but the fact that Mario Odyssey
Is the
was
last
shown
one.
then 8 years ago, and there hasn't been another mainline. We got Mario Wonder, which is like a 2D game, but
yeah,
a
they
3D,
had a lot of those.
but a 3D mainline Mario game, we haven't had one since. Even Zelda, we got at the launch of Switch and got another one.
Yeah.
But we didn't get another Mario, and that really
Yeah.
blows my mind.
I think they knew they were holding on to it for the Switch too.
Yeah.
I feel like they've had it.
Mario Odyssey
That's a
was
good
so
idea.
good. If you're getting a Switch, just buy Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, I think they did test the waters. I thought with the Bowser's Fury.
I
or
was going to
Fury,
say
whatever.
that. I loved that.
And I really hope the next Mario is in that vein, and that
I
was like
agree.
a test because that was so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love that. But anyway, the leaks were saying that will be shown, not necessarily maybe launch with the game, but soon with the launch. And then then the leaks also said that it will launch with Red Dead 2,
Oh,
which is
really?
funny. It's funny that that's like still the benchmark. It's like 6 years after that game came out, but it's
Yo, I'll get Red Dead 2 on that.
Such an advanced game. And like the Final Fantasy like remake rebirth.
I can
those
finally
look
pick up a hooker and kill some people with a headshot on my Switch.
There it is.
Rated M.
I really
for
hope
mature.
that the Pro controllers for the Switch work on this.
Oh yeah, the Bluetooth.
Because I do have 4
controller.
of those. And
Yeah.
would-
That should I would think. I know the Joy-Cons obviously are not compatible.
that's not going to work.
But I would think your other Bluetooth peripherals would be.
Hopefully. I really hope so. Because I like those controllers a lot.
Don't do us dirty, Mr. Bowser.
I hope with all the power and stuff that it has, we get, just give us, the Nintendo Switch Online. They give you all the old games. and
Yeah.
stuff. Please add GameCube to that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let me download a bunch of old GameCube games
what
just to
is
have
that?
them too. That's all. In addition to the new games, that's the one thing
I really do.
Okay.
I missed the mini fad that we went through of like I wish we got
Yeah.
a 64 mini and a
Yeah.
GameCube mini. That was a really fun time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I felt like the PlayStation one killed that
It did.
because it was like $100 and all the games were like kind of busted on it.
Oh, they sucked ass.
Yeah.
They were so bad.
It really sucks too because there was one later on. I don't know if you ever saw this, but there was a Genesis one down the road that they actually like brought in old developers Sega hadn't worked with in a long time to remaster their games and make them 10 out of 10 perfect. And they put it out, but it was like
It was too late.
Yeah, way
Yeah.
too late.
Because
It
they
was
did the
way too late.
Nintendo, they did the Super Nintendo. The Genesis one should have come out then.
Yeah.
But then the PlayStation one came out, and then the Genesis one came out. I was like, nope, the
Yeah.
generation later. Sorry.
They actually did 2 Genesis.
Yeah, they did.
They were different they did like a couple different models of the Genesis back in the day, and they released 2 minis because they had so many games they wanted to remaster and put out. There were like 2 volumes
Yeah.
almost. But yeah, again, it was all too little too late. But
I
they
wanna track those
they
down.
put a lot of love into it, and it
Yeah.
really sucks because it's like I don't think anyone saw this. Like,
Yeah.
I had a lot of
R.I.P.
fun with my PlayStation Mini. I know it was $99, but man, I like hacked it and threw a bunch of other ROMs into it, and still to this day, like fuck with it. Yeah, I don't know. I did not hate the PlayStation. I know I'm the only one here that
there
did.
were a couple things on it that I thought were cool.
That was one I never got around to modifying. But
Oh,
how
yeah.
many games did you put on it? Do you remember?
Just like my favorites. Like it was missing like Silent Hill, so I threw that in.
Okay.
I think one of the Twisted Metals that it didn't have, and I'm trying to think of like a Nightmare Creatures.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ended up playing Destruction Derby on that because I loved that game when I was a kid. And then it was like, oh yeah, this does not hold up at all.
Yeah, I think that's just
That's just the game.
That's just the game. Like even if you popped
Yeah,
a PlayStation 1
PlayStation 1 games did not hold
game
up so
in.
well.
Not
yeah.
really.
Sadly, even though I grew up with that thing and loved it.
Yeah. But it's in a weird spot.
There was that era where it was so nostalgic for that retrographic vibe. It was like, ooh, this looks and feels old. Now I think we're past that, and it's like, no, this is clunky.
It
Yeah,
just
don't
sucks.
play this.
Yeah.
Dreamcast Mini, I would
Ooh.
love to get that.
Oh,
Let's get one of those.
yes.
Hey, a lot of news. This was a very news-heavy week. We got a lot to talk about, including the passing of David Lynch,
Yeah.
a director that all of us love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if Sean loves David Lynch, actually.
I mean, look, watch his Mulholland Drive review. I'm not too sure. We may have a fake fan here.
How many popcorn chickens?
Hey, maybe I haven't seen a lot of his movies, but I've always respected David Lynch.
Let's say-
so
all right.
I was also sad to hear that he passed
Well,
away.
you were more of a Bob Uecker apologist.
Yeah, well, they come in all talking about David Lynch, but no one gave a fuck about Bob Uecker dying, which is...
And we're not going to. So
Okay, there
back
is a
to-
question on the Patreon.
Who is
Somebody
Bob
says,
Uecker?
I want
Oh.
Sean's thoughts on Bob Uecker passing.
Oh, okay.
Let's get
There
to
you
it.
go. I'll go quick.
Okay.
Who is Bob Uecker?
Bob Uecker, if you look up a picture of Bob Uecker, you know him.
I actually did.
Yeah.
You kept saying that, and I'm like, I don't give a shit. And then I looked him up later. I was like, oh, that guy.
I knew it.
He's in a bunch of movies.
He's been in a ton of movies.
Johnny,
Yeah.
can you pull up a picture of Bob Uecker for us?
Bob Uecker
Get us
was
a Uecker pick.
a commentator for the Brewers, but every time you needed to go to in a movie to have a baseball commentator, it was always Bob Uecker.
Yeah, why was it always him?
Because he's just a charming, fun guy, and I guess like
And
on
he was the
set,
most popular announcer.
popular, but also like he also I guess like cursed like a sailor. Everyone just loved this guy. He was just a funny guy.
Yeah.
And so he passed away in the early morning, and then you don't know this? Remember him?
Just a bit
These are bad
outside.
pictures of him.
Yeah.
You know,
Who is
you know,
this
Major
guy?
League.
Yeah, but anyways, he
like that.
yeah, like that. Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
That's a good picture, but who is he?
Oh, well, anytime you watched a baseball movie, he was 9 times out of 10.
He was on
Okay,
WrestleMania.
Oh, the guy from WrestleMania?
He's there with Andre the Giant.
Oh, R.I.P. Now, I don't think I know who Bob Uecker is.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, anyways,
He actually played too, right?
yeah, he was he's great. I was really sad to hear that Bob Uecker passed away. Anyways, but back to David Lynch. They came in. I'm like, no one gives a fuck about Bob, but go ahead, David Lynch. I do care about him.
Yeah,
too.
it was a dark day in the studio. The vibe was heavy yesterday.
It's very rare that a celebrity gets me to that point where I'm like, as soon as I was getting in my car head here for
I was
work,
driving here as well. Yeah.
and got the news, and I immediately I closed the door and cranked up Laura Palmer theme.
Torturing yourself.
What a way to
here,
celebrate.
and was like
What a
tearing up.
memorial.
Yeah, I was like tearing up, but I was bumping it like it was hip hop. I was just as loud as possible. Dun, dun. If you were at a crosswalk, you heard that shit.
David Lynch did he did Wild at Heart, right?
Yeah. Nick Cage. and,
Yeah. I'll put on the Wild at Heart soundtrack later. To commemorate.
What are
Yeah.
his
The
biggest
old Lynch
movies?
man.
Would you say?
Yeah, Mulholland
Drive, Eraserhead.
Flood. Flood.
No.
Don't know that one.
No, Flood's pretty big.
Uh,
The grass is always greener.
I don't know that one.
Don't know if is that a college film?
You did Blue Velvet?
Yeah, he
I
did
don't
Blue
think
Velvet.
he did
Haven't seen
that.
that. Haven't
I
seen
think
that.
that's somebody else. I think that's Scorsese.
I feel like I haven't given him. I haven't even seen Twin Peaks. I should probably give it a shot. You know.
I just did a rewatch 2024. I want to say like fall of 2024. I did that. And yeah, it's crazy how much media is like coming out now. Like my timeline yesterday was just clips of Lynch. It's like one perfect shot and every other film account is just posting their favorite Lynch stuff. And
All right.
bummed me out.
I was joking about Flood and Grass Always Greener. I was making those movies up. He did Blue Velvet, Mulholland Drive. He did the original Dune, and a whole bunch of movies. And maybe this is a controversial opinion, but maybe there's some people out there who will agree with me. I'm not a big Twin Peaks fan. I've tried to watch the show like 4 times, and I just cannot get through it.
There's too many bad episodes. There's episodes I love, but it's surrounded by crap.
There's elements that I think are really interesting, but on whole, I always just like lose steam about, how many seasons? Are there only 2 seasons?
There's
I don't
two.
think I've ever finished a second season.
The first season
it's
is
hard to get through.
The first season's 8
Okay,
episodes.
so it's not just me.
No, the first, I was not a fan of it. I really wasn't. I felt the same way as you until I watched the new one.
I heard the new one's good.
That made me retroactively a fan. But
Return.
yeah, that first season is about 8 episodes, and Lynch was involved.
That was okay.
And then a couple episodes into season 2, the head of it, at the time it was Bob Iger, I believe. It's the head of ABC was like, you gotta like finish the mystery and like move on. And they were like, okay, we never wanted to do that. Okay. And so they solve it in a couple episodes. And then it's like 21 episodes of crap.
Oh no.
And I felt that way, Derrick. It's like, okay, so the total of Twin Peaks is 30 episodes. 22 are bad. Like that's really how I felt.
All right. So it's not just me.
No.
Okay.
But the finale of it is so good that I was like, okay, respect. And then, like
The
I
movie,
said,
too.
then there's the movie, then there's the new series, and those things made me go, oh, whoa, you were trying to do something way artsier and weirder here, and you got dicked around.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it made me retroactively a fan, but I hear you.
And then like
he did Elephant Man.
I did.
I love that.
love
Yeah,
Elephant
good
Man's
movie.
really
That's
good.
great. Yeah.
I do love Elephant Man, Blue Velvet, and Mulholland Drive, I think, are my favorites from him.
I will say that when we did the movie club for Mulholland Drive, I don't think I was very kind to it. But I haven't stopped thinking about it since we did it all those years ago. So
Yeah, see?
that says something.
Sean,
for sure.
I think Blue Velvet is his most accessible, and I always recommend if someone
Probably.
wants to get
No way,
started
Elephant Man is.
to watch
Yeah.
Blue Velvet.
Yeah.
And then I'd say next might be Mulholland Drive, but
in terms of something he wrote, because I don't think he wrote Elephant Man. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I don't think he did. He
No,
just
I don't
directed
know.
it or something. But
I think just back to Twin Peaks, something that happens as you, like you said, Rocco, kind of like fall in love with Fire Walk with Me and the Return season.
yeah.
That made, because I was with Derrick 100%. Like the first 2 times I think I saw the show, it's like, yo, skip season 2.
Oh my God.
I
there's
want to
so much.
just like,
so many like goofy
Mark
characters.
It becomes like a sitcom.
Yeah, it becomes a comedy. And
Yeah.
I'm like, what? I don't care about this.
Which at the time I was like, yeah, I want the cool, weird mystery and like the revealing of all these loose ends and all the Wyndham Earl shit. I don't give a fuck about. Okay, whatever.
I kind of like those parts, but okay.
It grew on me. And I think like, especially after The Return came out and then it's like, okay, I'm going to revisit this. I'm going to watch this like again. It was like on the 3rd time, it was like, there's going to be no more of this. Now every piece of it is precious.
Yeah.
And I learned to like love all those cheesy Mark Frost episodes.
Yeah.
With like Ted Raimi is a cameo in one.
Yeah.
You got David Duchovny coming in a bunch of scenes.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot more Gordon Cole, which is David Lynch's character too, in those episodes, which it's like, now I cherish those.
Yeah.
And I kind of don't hate it. I used to tell people, watch Northwest Passage, which is like a fan edit of the whole first season and the important stuff from season 2.
Where do you see that?
It's a download. It's like people.
You got to go pirate it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's called Northwest Passage. And it's basically like all of the good stuff from season 1 and 2 and Fire Walk with Me kind of mixed into one big, like, here's a 4-hour narrative.
What was cracking me up, I will say though, is like we were saying, David Lynch at one point left in season 2 of that show, and it was just there was no one running the fucking ship on that thing, and it was so funny because so many when he passed yesterday, so many people were posting, oh, this quote from Major Briggs, this was so beautiful what he says about love. Oh, this part, the weird part turns into a doorknob. Oh, this part, and I'm like, yeah, I hate to ruin it, but David Lynch had nothing to do with all of these things you're posting. Like people were posting pages of stuff from that season. I was like, he wasn't there for that. But what was so awesome though, I will say, just to wrap up my thoughts on this thing is with the Twin Peaks thing, him doing that last season, it was 18 episodes, 18 hours. And I remember watching it when it aired. So much of it was like, wow, that episode felt very Eraserhead. Wow, that episode. Oh, we got.
I see that.
We've got Naomi Watts. She's back. Remember, she was in Mulholland Drive.
Yeah.
Oh, Laura Dern is back. Oh,
it was
really,
the best of.
It felt like. Yeah, it felt like David Lynch greatest hits.
Brought the family together.
Yeah, and it really felt like he was like speed running all the best shit he ever did.
And it was the last performances of half of those actors because they all died
half
right
the cast
after.
Died when it ended.
Yeah, it was kismet.
And now the director has died.
So that's all I was gonna say is like I remember even when it aired going, damn, if this is his last thing,
dude,
that
you're
was
right.
What a finale.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
It pretty much was. The last thing he was technically on screen for. I'm gonna spoil something. I didn't do it when it came out, but I'm gonna do it now. Sorry. But if you never saw The Fabelmans.
It wouldn't be a podcast if Robert didn't spoil the end of something.
Yeah.
You told me about this cameo.
Yeah. The Fabelmans. Did anyone else ever see it?
I saw it.
Johnny saw it. Okay.
No, I haven't seen it. Don't spoil it.
Well, that was.
Let the man rest in peace, Rocco. Don't spoil it.
Go ahead.
Just
I'm not listening.
His last big role was he's the surprise at the end of that when he goes to meet the kid in the movie. Finally gets to meet a big director, John Ford, and they bring him into the studio, and it's David Lynch.
Yeah.
And he goes and he gives him tips on how to film The Horizon.
Yep.
And he says, now get the fuck out. And that was the last time he was on in a movie or whatever.
It was great.
I
though.
love
That
him.
was great.
I don't mourn celebrities when they pass away often. This one hits like David Bowie hit, where it's like, ooh, fuck, man. I kind of do feel something
I feel like there are people that have affected your life. And they're a celebrity, sure. But you're allowed to like be upset when like someone you've never met dies.
But it's interesting. It's like I'm not upset. I know it. I know a celebrity dying impacts me in a big way, like David Bowie previous to this one is the only other one I can think of recently. The Chris Cornell one was pretty big, you know. When I was a child, the Kurt Cobain one was the first experience of this. But I do this thing where like I don't mourn by celebrating their art with everyone immediately. Like you guys talked about putting on the music, and I know a lot of people on the internet are like watching. They're sharing what I put on, Mulholland Drive. I'm watching Twin Peaks tonight. For me, and this happened with David Bowie too, is when I kind of realized this is a pattern. I don't know if it's a coping thing where it's like, I don't like for 2 years, like I won't be able to watch like
Oh wow.
David
you won't-
Lynch stuff.
Oh, really?
And then I'll have a very like private moment where it's like, I think I'm gonna put on Twin Peaks or Eraserhead or something. Like with David Bowie, that last album he did that kind of coincided
It came
with
out.
his
like,
death.
I think he made it to
Bro,
come out after he died.
The guy's a fucking genius. But
Yeah.
I couldn't experience that for about 3 years. That
Yeah.
Black Star album,
Yeah.
just couldn't do it. Didn't listen to it.
Wow.
Not that like, oh, I'm gonna listen to it and break down, and I don't want. I just like I'm gonna savor that. Like I'm not ready yet
because you know nothing else is coming.
I know nothing else is coming. Is I think what it is, and yeah.
Ironically, when David Bowie passed, that the timing of that was funny too, because that was when the new Twin Peaks was coming out.
Yeah.
And he had a very weird part in Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
And so he ran a very bizarre part in the movie. And so when that new Twin Peaks season was coming out, it's like, well, is he going to be in this? And he kind of was. He
Yeah.
didn't show up and knew whatever, but his character was very involved in the story.
Did they lend was that his voice or was that?
No,
it
they had a different actor overdub. It's hard to explain. He's not in a human form anymore.
Yeah. He's kind of a tea kettle that talks in riddles.
It's hard
Yeah,
to.
I'm not gonna watch this.
It's not even.
He's a fucking tea kettle.
he's-
Well, he's shaped like a
I'm
tea
out.
The thing is,
Fucking
the thing
Beauty
that's
and the
funny.
Beast shit.
The thing that's funny is David Lynch
This is Pots.
literally talked about this, where he's
Yeah.
like, "I wish I would have designed this thing
guess.
fucking
Be
different."
our
I
guess.
hear about
I
a tea
fucked
kettle,
up the design.
but he's like in a non-human form. And it's a different voice voicing him, and that was actually by request of David Bowie.
Yeah, he hated his
It
performance.
wasn't
in
that
Fire
he
Walk
wasn't
with Me.
around at the time. He was like, I can't do this Southern voice. Can you please, like,
Philip Jeffries.
I suck.
I love the Philip Jeffries voice that
Yeah.
he does in Fire Walk with Me, though.
Yeah.
David Bowie was always very, I think, picky about his acting.
Yeah,
I think he was a great actor. But
I always forget that I put on over the Christmas break, I put on the Prestige, and I always forget he's Tesla.
Oh, yeah, he's awesome.
yeah, it's so good.
Exact science, my friend, is not an exact science.
He's the Goblin King with the giant package.
Yeah,
that was him?
In what movie is that? Is that
Labyrinth.
Labyrinth. Yeah, I was gonna say Return to Oz. I was like,
codpiece.
no, he's not in Return to Oz.
What it?
Hey, over the break when I was recovering, I watched a ton of movies. Can I recommend one?
Sure.
Yeah.
This is a movie that I'm not gonna recommend it to anybody here except Rocco.
Okay.
And I don't think you're gonna watch it, but I'm gonna recommend it to you anyways because I think you're the only one who might like it. It's a movie called The Primevals.
Oh, what?
Have you heard of this movie?
I feel like I have, but I haven't seen it.
So, The Primevals is such a weird. It's not good. I'm going to come out and tell you, I didn't love it,
Thanks for the recommend.
but
Thank you.
the story of its creation is so fascinating.
Yeah.
I think you will enjoy watching it just to see the final product of this.
I won't like it. I won't enjoy it. I'll enjoy watching it.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
The Primevals is a stop motion animation movie, adventure movie that came out officially was released in 2023.
Oh, what?
Okay.
The movie was filmed in 1994.
Oh.
The
Yeah,
movie
this is ringing
was
a bell.
written in 1969.
What the
Whoa.
fuck?
This movie is it's like Jason and the Argonauts level animation, stop motion animation.
Huh.
This reminds me of that
Okay.
Mad Gods
Yeah,
movie.
and the director was a director in the 60s who worked on all these stop motion animation adventure movies. So it kind of has that feeling to it. This is the Primevals here.
Okay, so this
Whoa.
is a Full Moon Studios movie?
Yes.
So that's like
Oh,
Puppet
shit.
Master.
They
Puppet Master,
are
yeah.
the distributor. But,
Okay.
but the
What?
story of this is he came up with this movie in the late 60s and tried to get funding for it. Couldn't get funding for it. In the 80s, he was like, fuck it, I'm gonna make this myself.
It
looks
and,
sick,
And he
dude.
spent 10 years raising the money to
oh
make it.
my
Okay.
god.
He ended up filming it in 1994. This movie, the trailer fascinated me. I was like, what's with the aesthetic here? All the actors, all the footage is filmed in 1994. But then he
Wow.
couldn't get the post-production done.
Oh.
Okay.
So he worked on it for 10 years and ended up dying before the special effects were completed.
Oh,
So then all of his friends in the community were like, hey, as a labor of love,
we gotta.
we're going to
this.
finish this on his behalf.
Wow.
And the movie didn't come out until 2023.
Holy
So this thing
shit.
spans 50 years.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, when I watched it, I was like, I don't love this, but I can forgive it because it was written in this decade and funded in this decade and filmed in this decade, and the special effects.
I love that.
It's this weird amalgamation of all these different generations of filmmaking kind of being wrapped up into one package.
Yeah.
Where can you stream
Oh, I'm
it?
definitely. I'll watch this. for
It's
sure.
available on like Amazon Prime.
Okay, hell
okay.
yeah.
The Primevals. So
that's
I watched
Easy to
that.
remember. Prime.
Yeah, check it out. I think you'll like. It's a curious movie. Like why?
Okay, I'm for sure gonna check
Isn't
that.
that funny though? Like you said, all that went into it, and your review was, I don't like it. Like it's just like so much.
But I'm super curious now.
I think that's a great setup.
Oh, I agree. I agree with you, but it's like decades of work. It's like
Hey,
it wasn't good.
I will watch bad movies, and I will enjoy watching bad movies because I like the context of like what the creator was thinking when they made it.
Sure.
If you put out I'm always ragging on Marvel movies, and I'm going to continue to rag on Marvel movies. If you put out a Marvel movie in 2024, like Craven, I'm not going to fucking enjoy that because
I'm going to see it tonight.
Well, I hope you like it. I didn't watch it. But,
Literally before I left the house, Trish is like, tonight we're watching Craven.
I
Right?
just
I'm
feel
like,
like-
okay, date night.
hey, you have the benefit of having millions of dollars and literally decades and generations of filmmakers to inspire you and to learn from. And if your movie sucks, you kind of don't have an excuse. But
Right.
if it's a movie from the fucking late 60s and you're
100%.
dealing with this limited techniques, limited knowledge or whatever,
Totally.
like I'll give it a little benefit of the doubt.
Working within a box, working within
Yes,
limitations.
and I can appreciate, be like, hey, you know what? This is a piece of shit, but I'm enjoying kind of seeing the filmmaker's process here.
yeah,
And that's what I liked about the Primevals.
sure.
That's cool. No, I'm sold. That's enough for me. That convoluted of a backstory to how it got made is. I'm
Well,
sold.
I even like, for example, watched the VHS of Coven, which is
Yeah.
and that is not great. But you watch American movie and you have to say, well, I
You
want
have
to
to see
see what
Coven.
he made.
Yeah.
You have to see it. So I understand for sure.
The plot of the Primevals, not to spoil it, but to give you the setup, is they're basically hunting for the abominable snowman.
oh hell yeah.
Okay.
And that's the beginning of adventure that basically it almost turns into Land of the Lost.
Oh
Okay.
And that's all I'll say. And the stop motion animation is actually like amazingly good.
Yeah, it looks like
to their credit.
Yeah.
it looks pretty fluid from the stuff Johnny was pulling up on.
There's like a bunch of archetypes in here, and there's one character. God, I'm trying to. Rondo Montana is the name of like
Ooh,
The adventurer.
like Indiana Jones style,
Okay.
like tough guy. So it has, and I'm just like, yeah, that was probably cool in 1969.
Rondo.
Rondo Montana.
Rondo Montana.
So check it out. I think you'll like it.
That was probably before Joe Montana was a quarterback.
Dude, you probably heard this movie was coming out and was like, I'm gonna name myself that.
Yeah.
His parents did. His parents were big fans.
The other
Yeah.
big news this week that people want us to talk about is TikTok going away.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So what? I honestly don't know what is happening with that. So you can break the news to me. What? So it is going away?
Well, I think there was a vote just a couple days ago or yesterday, maybe, that did not go in the TikTok staying's favor.
Because I thought
Well-
when we were actually recording our video with the popcorn,
I heard about an extension.
Oh, yeah,
I thought it was
Talk about that at
extended.
some point.
Yeah, we will talk about that.
Yeah, I'm confused because I was hearing that it was extended, and they were like, "Yeah, it looks like they want to extend it a certain amount of maybe 90 more days or something like that." But then I think I saw a minute ago that it's like, yeah, no, the Supreme Court is upholding the ban.
Yeah, they voted.
But so where do you know where?
I don't know
at
where
this
we're at.
point.
I don't know.
We just need Daddy Don to save us. T Poppy needs to come in and swoop,
Yep.
T Poppy.
save us. I'm holding out.
We're not
I
banning apps. They're not going to do it. We're going to keep all
We're
the
not
apps.
banning the apps. We're keeping the good ones. We're gonna get rid of the bad ones. We're
Apps,
gonna figure
apps,
out
apps.
the difference.
Everybody's got apps on their phones. What happened to Gone with the Wind?
We're pretty good at this.
You
It
sound
is-
good, dude.
it
It's
is-
nailed.
Weird how good you are at it.
Well, he's an
Am I making
archetype,
you
Who are you
uncomfortable?
referring to, Derrick or me?
Both.
Both us?
Both of them.
Both
Both
of you.
us.
Both
Put
of
us
you.
together.
They're great.
Who's better? Wait, Trump
Pretty
off.
good. Pretty good.
Trump off. Go ahead.
Pretty good.
Do your best.
You take Rocco, pretty good. You take Derrick, great guy. Great. Some would say the best. You put them together, you put them in a room together, and you get what some would say is a pretty good T Poppy, Daddy Don impression. And you can't get much better than that.
Okay.
Some people say you can get better. You can't get much better than that.
Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, go ahead, Rocco.
these apps, everything's got an app. We have to get apps now. I said the other day I want lunch. They said, where are you going to order it? I have to order through an app. But you can't just. They said they hand me a sandwich. I can't get a sandwich anymore. These people, they don't even carry sandwiches. But the apps, we've got to keep the apps.
That is tough.
It's tough, right?
It's tough. I think that what Derrick says is more honest to what he would say.
Accurate.
But the voice,
more in tune with him.
Yes,
Rocco's
but the voice is closer on Rocco's
So I'm
end.
saying you put us together and it's perfect.
And it's the perfect.
And it's the perfect one.
The perfect president. Okay. So Shawn is saying Trump, the perfect president.
Thank you for putting words in my mouth. I appreciate you doing that.
Well, just trying to sum up the bit.
Thank you for summing it up.
To bring it back to TikTok, I'm still trying to figure out why they banned TikTok. That's still
Well, can I get
that's
on it
still
now?
not clear.
From what
to me,
yeah.
I'm hearing what I've read is the word propaganda with no explanation as to what that word means. No, as to how the propaganda, they're like, well, TikTok, the propaganda, it's influencing people, Chinese propaganda.
Yeah.
And then vaguely like Chinese stealing data with no explanation as to what the fuck they're talking about.
So
Yeah.
go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, all I was going to say is I've just been told multiple times because I thought like, oh, it's a privacy thing. It's a propaganda. I don't know. I keep hearing just fragments like you.
Yeah.
And then I've been told multiple times it's a lot more complicated than that. You need to read a lot. Like there's a lot to it. And every time I've been told that, I'm like, and I never do. So I can't. But from what I understand, it's a little deeper than just,
Sure.
Now, I'm going to go to Johnny because I feel like, Johnny, you've looked into this, right? Yeah. What's your understanding of why it's being banned? Inform us.
So it is being banned. That is for sure.
Yeah, I think it
Nothing's
was.
for sure now.
I think it's bullshit. I think they think that it's like China getting our information, but I think every app does that. I think a lot of these companies thought that TikTok wouldn't call their bluff and they would sell.
Yeah.
I think it's just these billionaires are scared that they're not getting the money.
Yeah.
It's like Zuckerberg's scared.
It's like a trade war
Elon's
thing.
scared.
I think they're in exact competition to Twitter
And they're bigger.
They're bigger and they're direct competition to Twitter and Meta.
Sure.
And I've seen people online saying that a lot of people trying to put this ban on have stock in Meta.
So are you suggesting that the billionaires who own our social media in America are threatened by a Chinese social media becoming more popular than American-based social media, and they went out to influence our politicians or purposely misinform our politicians to get them riled up to ban their competition?
I mean, yes. I mean, that's my headcanon with it. But the government claims that TikTok, the company that owns it, it's like something Byte that they have.
ByteDance.
Yeah, ByteDance. They have associations with the Communist Party of China.
Yeah.
And so that's where they're that's their whole thing. And I think all these old fucks in Congress are like scared by anything to do with the word communist.
Old fuckers.
Yeah, I still am like woefully under researched on this, but I will say I do know a lot of people who work in tech, just like friends of mine that work in technology, and they have done a lot more reading on it, and they are all like, "Good, ban this thing. It's worse than you think."
Really?
And I know they don't have a stake in this stuff. But like I said, I haven't read into this, so maybe I don't know. Maybe they're misinformed too. I don't know.
I'm pissed because I just started fucking using it.
And
I really was putting a lot of effort into my TikTok on the break, the winter break that we had.
Sure.
And since I heard news, I kept telling myself like, it's not getting to happen.
Dude, you were positive.
They did this like 2 years ago, whatever. It didn't happen then. It ain't gonna happen now. Yeah. But honestly, now we've been talking about it. More and more shit online is talking about it's happening. Like I kind of stopped using it a week ago because it's like I don't want to waste my time putting energy into this now. Yeah,
the last maybe 6 months, I never looked at TikTok. I still don't. I don't follow anything, but I like making little short videos sometimes. I was like, I might as well upload them there too. And I was doing pretty good on there. I was like, okay, I'm getting some numbers, cool. Just doing it for fun, And then, the last month or so, ever since I got back from Japan, I uploaded some from there. But then it's like, if this is going away, I don't want to like put more into this. Like, I just
So-
never did.
Yeah.
People are leaving TikTok and they're going to an even more Chinese app
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's talk about
called Red Note.
Let's talk about
Red
Red
Note?
Note.
And Red Note is the English name. I can't even pronounce the Chinese name.
Okay.
I've tried to
Go ahead.
remember this and I can't.
It's when it starts with an X.
Dude,
it's like
I
impossible.
signed up for Red Note, and let me tell you, I don't know what the fuck I agreed to in those terms of service. That was just straight up fucking blocks of Chinese Mandarin text, and I'm just hitting, okay. Put my phone number in there. All right.
Oh fuck.
They-
Yeah, sure. Here.
They sent me a
Social
code.
security fine.
Yeah,
You got it,
fucking
you got it.
Social address. They sent me a verification, agree to everything. Boom. I'm in Red Note. If they were worried about Chinese propaganda on TikTok, let me tell you,
Uh-oh.
ni hao to all my Chinese mutuals out there, because I'm fully on board. I want to go to China now. I want to
yeah.
live in China.
What?
I've been on Red Note. China looks fucking cool, dude.
It does.
There-
I've seen some clips.
There are all of these creators on Red Note who are like welcoming the American foreigners to their app and basically saying like, you're going to learn that Chinese people
Yeah.
are very welcoming and that there's not a lot of cultural differences,
Yeah.
despite what you may have been led to believe by our governments. Like, we're all just people, and let's use this as a moment in time to connect with one another. And it's been really like this cool bonding moment and sharing of cultures. And I'm literally on there like watching videos about how to speak Mandarin and just learning about like ancient Chinese history and just learning about like, or just watching interesting videos of what people in China are uploading. And I'm literally just thinking like, man, if the American government was afraid of fucking TikTok turning people like pro-Chinese, they made the biggest fucking misstep because Red Note is like 1,000 times more active on that front.
John Cena knew something, guys. He knew.
Dude, the Bing
he knew
chilling
years
dude.
ago.
I'm gonna get me a big scoop of Bing chilling.
We should have seen it, but I couldn't see him. So it didn't work. Something that someone told me they experienced with it was it was like, wow, the people of China are so nice. Like lots of like, you know, really
Welcome.
positive.
They're just super welcoming.
Yeah. And it's like, wow, this is a
and the
side of China. I've
Americans
never
are
seen.
like, I don't know if this is what you're gonna say. I'll let you finish.
Oh, well, all I was going to say was they encountered a lot of Chinese, not disgust, concern with the unhealthy food over here.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And lots of feedback that was like, you know, we wouldn't eat something that unhealthy over here, but good on you that you support your family. Like, you know, like, oh, you care about your family and getting them all this stuff. Well, that's cool. You know, like, so that's all I was going to.
What I was going to say is there's a little bit of a backlash because Americans are kind of going into Red Note now and kind of like throwing elbows, like making their space. Some Americans are like leaving comments, just bashing Red Note, bashing China, like, fuck this, don't go on this.
We
And
don't
it's like,
do negative shit over
you
in
signed
China,
up to
buddy.
join this app to come here and talk shit.
Yeah.
This sounds like the internet that I know.
But that's
Yes.
how Americans
Yeah.
are known to travel too. It's
Yeah,
like,
and
put my
then-
feet up on the train in Japan.
And then others are just showing up and kind of just like, this is weird. What? And just like leaving comments. And I've seen stuff that's like, hey, if you're going to leave comments, maybe put like a Mandarin version of your comment too, because this is our app. And, you know, there's a little bit of concern of, you know, Westerners coming in and kind of like taking over this app.
Yeah.
So there is this dialogue going on how to be like a courteous guest on
This
Red
is
Note.
crazy.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is really interesting, and it's an interesting moment, blending of culture. I have heard talk that the creators of Red Note are going to establish a separate server for foreign accounts, so that the Chinese server stays
What? No
Mandarin
segregation.
and the foreign one stays foreign. And now people are talking about, well, if this is just a brief moment of us connecting, it's been fun, and
Yeah,
let's not forget how much we have in common and
The
how
wall's
similar
going back up.
we all actually are. Yeah, because the walls are going to go back up
That's
soon.
They're gonna make a
Fuck,
red,
bro.
white, and blue note, and then it's gonna be just. For
And it's going to be
America.
better. Red, white, and blue. Better colors.
Shutting down the globalists.
I like these colors. Don't you just love these colors, this flag? I love it.
They're trying to separate you.
You know, that really is a bummer. This is going to sound like a bizarre tangent, but I really think back to when I was much younger, how much I loved playing on Dreamcast. You know, that was the first system to have online play.
Yeah.
and playing Phantasy Star Online late at night because it was the only time after I got out of like damn Yankees in high school. I would turn it on and all the Japanese players were on. And we all shared the same, servers and all that, whatever. And I just tried to communicate with Japanese players. And that was like a very special time. You know what I mean? Like, it was like two different cultures trying to like, okay, how can I convey this to him? Okay, there's some pre-programmed phrases. I can use that. But you know what I mean? It was like, I don't know, that made me really appreciate.
People are
and
having
then I
that
was
experience.
like emailing with Japanese people like, oh, here's my email. Once the game's over, like send me an email. Oh, you like Evangelion? Here's the, it was, I don't know, that was really neat. So, hopefully it sounds like they're fostering a good environment right now in general that way, but hopefully they don't ruin it.
The big trend that the Chinese users of Red Note are asking for is you have to pay the TikTok refugees is what we're called. You got to pay the refugee tax, which is post videos of your pets.
Oh, that's good.
That's what they want to see. They're like,
That's cool.
We want to see
hey,
pets.
Americans, you're coming over here? Show us your pets. Let's see them. Show them.
Why do they want to see our pets?
That's what we got to figure out.
They're reading the microchips in the pets with their new technology, and then they can tell you where you live by the chip in the pet.
Really? I'm the first one that's going to say it? They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats.
That's what I was thinking. I just wasn't going to say it.
Yeah, that's cliche.
We
but-
were
Too
so
obvious.
far behind we were so far behind when it came to TikTok.
Right.
We joined that shit way too late as a company. We gotta
think
get ready
even-
for the next one. I'm
You
ready
want me to just post some Mega64 vids on Red Note?
Yeah, we gotta see exactly. We
See what
gotta
happens.
take over.
I
that's
had already
spring.
done that, to be honest. I had already done that, but it was RedTube.
Oh,
I got it
no,
wrong.
it's
got it
else.
wrong.
I can still sign in. So I just wanted to make sure, like, whatever they voted on, like, I can still
Well, it's
access
supposed to be banned in 2 days.
my
2
For You
days?
page.
Well, January 19th was the deadline. So we're going to see what happens. It's going to be an interesting
That's
weekend.
What if
Sunday.
it goes
still-
underground and there's like you can like fucking tunnel in through the dark web?
What if Mark Zuckerberg makes his own TikTok?
Yeah. Well, yeah, basically.
Yeah.
What's fucked
Well,
is
kinda
like,
did- I mean, reels.
I can't believe anything because there's like, there's a lot of crazy fucking theories that are all conspiracy theories about what's going on with the TikTok ban. Even the thing I mentioned about certain Meta stockholders being the decision makers here, right?
Yeah.
Is a conspiracy theory. Like, I don't know what the fuck's real
Well-
or what's disinformation or what's not, and I think that's like a real disservice for freedom of speech if this does go
Let
down.
me tell you my conspiracy theory. What I think is going to happen.
Yeah,
They're gonna ban it on the 19th.
2 days.
The next day, the person they're doing the impression of is gonna be in office. They're gonna
I'm gonna do the right
they're
thing.
gonna do that, sign an executive order or some shit, and he's gonna be. I'm gonna be the hero. Who
Daddy
all the,
Don's
all the
gonna give it
kids are
back?
gonna love me.
That's
Yep.
right.
Daddy,
That honestly is probably what.
Daddy
Don.
Don's gonna give it. We'll get a 2 day ban
I
and then
really
he gives it
think
back.
that is orchestrated, where it's like, oh, we're gonna ban it, but in 2 days, once they're really upset, I'll bring it back and I'll be the hero to all the kids.
Biden took it away.
Yep, I
He
swear
took
to you,
the TikToks
I
away.
swear.
I'm gonna
Daddy
bring them back.
Don is bringing
So
it back.
when it goes away and it comes back 2 days later, just know that I knew this is going to
made a
happen, and I'm not
deal.
surprised at all.
And then you're going to be down with Daddy Don.
Yeah,
You know
You got
what?
your
I
TikTok
don't
back.
really use TikTok, so I don't care. Whenever I go on it, I will say I do get sucked in because it's always guys building shelters in nature.
Oh, I
And,
love
like,
those, dude.
it is
That's
nothing but
sped up.
that.
Dude.
I love that.
I
Nothing
was
but that.
just served when I was uploading our new video, which we'll talk about in a second, I presume, I guess.
We're out of time.
Oh,
really.
damn. But when I was uploading that, it was a recommended video. It was like, guy makes shelter 10 feet below snow. I'm
Yeah.
like, well, I'll put this on. I watched the whole fucking thing.
I love it.
That's all I get. It's nothing but that and how I should work on an oil rig. Those are the two things I see.
You
How
don't
to
get like
work on a
marbles
boat.
racing. I get a lot of people in a bedroom racing marbles.
No.
What?
No,
I get
no.
people
No.
opening Pokemon card packs. Yeah, I get.
Oh, I love marble racing. I get that on Instagram too.
You get that too? Okay.
Yeah.
I just get-
green marble every time.
Yeah.
I
Let's
just,
go.
Ruby Red. I'm
Green
Team Ruby Red.
I just get figure reviews and gravure videos.
Gravure is something we'll tell you about later.
I don't know
Sean.
what that is.
We'll tell you later.
I was just gonna let it go.
Yeah.
Because
Don't-
I,
don't let
I'm
that go.
tired of asking, oh, what's that? Because I just do that
Yeah.
a lot. So
Don't
I,
worry.
I wasn't gonna do that.
Don't let that go.
I wasn't, sorry, not to derail, but just real quick, I wasn't trying to be rude.
You are.
But about 20 minutes ago, I realized when they announced the Switch 2 stuff yesterday, they announced certain dates in a few select cities,
Yeah.
like where they're doing a private event
Oh.
that you could go to if you signed up. And I realized that happened at noon. So I was refreshing to see if I got,
Did you get it?
Are you
it
in?
said, I think it's still a lot. Like you pick one, but I think it's still a lottery. Like it still hasn't whatever. But I picked one, and but it like keeps reloading, and it says I have it, I don't have it, I have it, I don't have it. So I don't know what happened.
Well, good
I
luck
think
to
their
you,
site
man.
is broken.
I hope you get
Yeah.
your little
My-
play date with Nintendo.
Get your fingers are crossed.
Do me a favor when you get a hold of that hardware, hold the console by one Joy-Con
Okay.
and shake it and let me know if the
Yeah,
magnets hold or is that fucker going to be shattered?
I'll walk in, do that, it'll fall, and I'll go, see, I told you it'd break.
I
and
knew it.
And I'll walk out.
Knew it would break that way.
Anyway,
It's a magnet,
That's
guys.
Yeah.
We are not going to go for too much longer because we have a lot to work on. We've been very busy today.
Yeah, we have a room to build.
will say patreon.com/mega64.
Please.
We made a big announcement this week.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to reiterate it here. We have fulfilled a promise that we made to the people out there. We relaunched hamsterdance.com.
Yep.
Yeah. We did that.
We did that.
And are we going to get into legal trouble? We'll find out. That's yet to be seen. But if you want our announcement video and all of the details, go to patreon.com/mega64.
Yeah.
See what we've been cooking up. This is big.
Yep.
Not only that, we had a new video come out about an hour ago
Yep.
on YouTube, youtube.com/mega64.
Yeah.
Popcorn buckets are getting crazy.
Yeah.
Let's talk. You probably haven't even seen the video. 'Cause
Yeah.
You've been watching this,
If you're watching live, you
Podcast.
probably haven't even seen it yet.
but let's talk about the video.
Yeah.
I think it's doing good right
I
now.
don't know.
mean,
It's got to be
it's
at
too fresh.
it's been out for an hour.
At least 1 million hits. by now.
yeah.
It's viral.
I haven't checked it in about an hour. It's probably at a
Well,
million.
3,000. Oh, well, I hope that's broken.
Yeah, but the counter must be broken.
Yeah.
They don't, yeah.
We're trying to come up with funny videos. Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah. Good luck to us all.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna make it.
Nope.
We're coming up with videos that we can do quickly. I think the idea behind this video is let's just do something that's like fun and fast, and let's just get it out there. Let's just get the ball rolling. It's a new year. Let's just kick it off with some skits.
This was pretty fast turnaround for a video.
It was really fast.
And we were brainstorming a bunch of videos, and gosh darn it, we're always talking about popcorn buckets against our will here in this studio. I frankly never want to talk about popcorn buckets, but the
Sure.
conversation somehow just keeps getting brought up day in and day out, and I don't know why.
Yeah. I don't know either because,
Yeah, okay.
you know, well, no, because I'm not bringing that stuff up. I'm minding my own business. And if I eat popcorn on my own, then that should be my business. Hold on.
He
Sorry.
can't even open it. He had this whole bit. He can't even open it.
That's been in his lap this entire.
He's got the
Does anyone
fucking
want-
show.
By the way, does anyone want some corn?
I want you all to
You want a
know.
Yeah.
Go back. Look at the
Oh,
timestamp of where
already
we're
ate it.
at right now. He's been waiting
There's two in here.
with that on his lap
There's
this
two in
entire
here.
time.
Anybody want a piece of
For
popcorn?
that.
Because there's two pieces.
Sean.
This was one they had for the Lord of the Rings animated
That
shit
no one
came
saw?
out.
Yeah.
And I saw when I saw Sonic in the theater, I was like, no, I'll take that hammer, which ended up being apropos, right? I'm not going to spoil anything, but this ended up being the best popcorn bucket ever. I thought it was going to be terrible, but it's like that. And you got friends who want popcorn. You go, hey, go to the wide shot, please, Johnny. Look, hey, would you like some corn?
Please.
I was doing that across the aisle. I was the coolest guy in the theater.
Yeah, you were.
Hey, you back there.
He was building it for the first 45 minutes of Sonic in the theater because it came erected.
Dude, when they handed it to me, it was just in a tiny little box. I had to assemble the whole thing.
Yeah.
In a
I think
theater.
that was a good bucket.
And they didn't even give me, there's a spike that's supposed to screw into the top.
Where's
and
the
they didn't,
spike?
they didn't
That's
give it
dangerous.
to me.
I thought we were going to be talking about the Mega 64 video we put
Well,
out.
yeah, this is how it- yeah, this
that's
is-
part of it.
Just talking about Rocco
So,
watching Sonic 3.
We
Now you
had
see the
this
inspiration.
quick idea to like let's put popcorn in everything, and then we had to go round up all Rocco's popcorn buckets that are here, and I was like, this fucker said he had like 5.
I thought I
Well,
only had like 5.
Yeah,
The,
that says something because you had way more than 5.
I think the genesis of this idea was actually the Nosferatu popcorn bucket that looked like a coffin.
Yeah.
And it started this discussion of like, they're just making everything into popcorn buckets, and the popcorn buckets are getting bigger. And then I think, somebody made a joke of like, well, how long until Honda puts out a popcorn bucket? It's just a car full of popcorn.
Yeah.
And we're like, that's the ending of a video. Now let's
Yeah.
How do we get there?
Yeah, how do we get to the car full of popcorn?
And you can watch the video. Essentially, we just collected Rocco's dozens and dozens of popcorn buckets and put them all in one room. And then Rocco and Shawn and me behind the camera just kind of like improvised on the spot. There was no script to that. It was like, all right, what if you walk in holding popcorn in your hands? Okay, yeah, let's film that. Okay. Why don't you ask if he has a popcorn bucket? And he'll be like, yeah, all right. You know, and then literally just going piece by piece. Okay, now what would you say next? What if that desk was filled with popcorn and we say, that's a popcorn bucket? And yeah. All we knew is we were going to fill a car with popcorn at the end. So while we're figuring that out, Garrett was like popping popcorn. Shawn was doing it too. Shawn and Kevin and Garrett were tag teaming, filling this giant cardboard box filled with popcorn. How long did that take? It was like a 25-pound bag of kernels.
2-minute intervals, like perfectly timed.
Yeah.
It popped a batch in 2 minutes.
I will say, and I was really proud of this, that for the popcorn maker and the popcorn kernels, we spent a total of $50 for all that popcorn.
Yeah,
Pretty good considering we filled a car up with all of it.
Big ass bag of kernels.
We ran that machine though for probably 2 days.
2 days straight.
Yeah.
And
I mean, not 24
I
hour
would
days.
say probably
straight, but
overall like 5 hours of popcorn.
Probably.
You could buy pre-popped popcorn that's covered in sugar and oil and all that stuff.
yeah.
And you know, the bag is like this big and it's $50.
Yeah.
So for $50, we got clean popcorn
And that's the thing
as much as we need.
It was clean. And so people like, I got messages already like sucks for your car and all that stuff. But it's like, my car is fine.
Sean's car ended up being cleaner than it's
now.
ever been.
Yeah.
I've never seen his car cleaner than when we were done.
Because
Yeah.
it really was like, there's no oil, there was no anything on it.
Yeah.
So like, it didn't taste great, but it was like perfect for the eye.
We have behind the scenes footage of the popcorn being
where is
popped.
that?
It's going to be coming out on Patreon next week.
Okay,
The
cool.
car being filled, that involved a little bit of movie magic. Garrett put down like some base of plastic that we layered the popcorn on. So it's probably only like 6 inches of popcorn.
Yeah, really.
In the car.
Really
Yeah.
deceiving and worked really well.
Yeah, I will say so. Because we couldn't like underneath the seat. That'd be crazy. So.
Yeah. And some spilled down there. So we had the shop vac out. and
Also,
cleaned
like
up a
we
lot.
realized, like I got in the car in the plastic before they added all the popcorn. I have my hands on the steering wheel. All of a sudden, I'm like, wait! I have to put the car in drive. I can't have my hands like this. I gotta like figure out how to like even make this car
Like,
drive.
okay, can he do this with one arm out? He only can have one arm on the steering wheel. Are you comfortable with that?
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
The pictures are awesome.
It was fun. Yeah, making, like we said, like tag teaming, like every 2 minutes, like go in that room and refill.
And the
popcorn.
studio smelled great.
for most
Smelled
of this
like burnt
week.
popcorn. Yeah.
It really taught me how much of a racket popcorn is, though. Like,
Oh,
I'm
God,
like,
yeah.
I'm at the theater and they charge me $11 for large popcorn. Like for 20, we made like
It was-
10 days worth.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, really, like the box that we used for that is what we used for the magic trick back in our first live show. And those boxes are massive. They're
Huge cardboard
and we
boxes.
filled it up. I really want to like leave it. I never ever have left a review of any Amazon item ever. But this popcorn machine Derrick bought, it's like, hey, this thing actually is pretty dope. Like it's
Pumping it out.
pretty cheap, and we 25 kernels nonstop. We didn't turn the thing off.
Yeah, we put
for
it through
5
its
hours
paces.
straight, and it held
The
up.
extension cord, it was drawing so many amps, the extension cord was getting fucking hot. So I shortened it. It was it was a good little machine.
So the popcorn bucket video is out now. Behind the scenes is coming to Patreon next week.
Yeah.
Hamsterdance.com has been relaunched this week. Big news. That's all that news is on Patreon.
Check it out.
This Monday, starting at midnight, MLK will begin. And I want to let everybody know now, because we had a discussion last week. What's the schedule here?
Sure.
We've figured this out. So pay attention. MLK will start as it always has on midnight, Sunday night, Monday morning. Midnight is when the stream will start, and it will be
Whatever it is.
reminiscent of past MLKs.
Who knows what you'll see?
We don't know.
There's going to be, that's a mystery. But the main event, Rocco in the room, that's going to start the following, that Monday, 12 hours later at noon.
That's correct.
Noon on Monday is when Rocco will enter the chamber. And then we don't know when he will leave again. We don't know.
It's up to them.
So the stream will start at midnight. Rocco will enter the room at 12 p.m. noon on Monday.
Well, we'll see if I'm feeling up to. We'll see
come
when I
on.
feel like
Oh,
rolling
come
in. You know,
Yeah.
maybe I might be in there a long time. I'm in no hurry. I'm not in a hurry.
We
right,
want
fine.
everybody to tune in. So, put it on your schedule. Call in from work. Don't go to work that day. Or watch it at work.
Yeah, watch on their internet,
Exactly.
Double dip.
MLK week, The Room. We'll see how this goes. I don't know. I've been like purposely not thinking about it because I'm just like, I don't.
You're not thinking about it to a point that I'm getting concerned. Like, can you just think about this? Please?
I've had
Can
so
you
many
give
people
us some
ask me
feedback?
like, so what's kind of your strategy? What's your, I'm like, I don't know. I'm not thinking about it. I'm just,
Go with the
what
flow, bro.
can I do? Like what, I don't know what else I'm going to be stuck in a fucking room
anything
for a
that's
week.
not against TOS
however
you can
long.
do. It's up to you, really. You could do whatever your mind comes up with.
We have things planned. I think that it will be a lot of fun to watch.
We do
I
have
think
some-
It's going to be a great couple days.
We do have some fun plans, sprinkled throughout
Yeah.
each day as we progress. It's good. It's a kind of fun experiment. I've got that nervous excitement.
Mm-hmm. And you're not even doing it. You're not even the one in the room.
I'm not in the room.
Yeah.
I'm kind of jealous. It's kind of
You
cool.
want to do it?
Maybe, man. One of these. We'll see how we treat Rocco.
How we could treat him?
Yeah.
I'll be nice. I'm always nice.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. Dude, actually, well, I wasn't. This is I don't know if you want to tell about the room more. I don't want to derail. I have a side note story. But
Side a bar.
yeah, but it's
We can come back
it's
to the
nothing
room.
to do with this room. So if you want to keep talking about that, I can get to it later.
Mm-hmm.
No one's jumping in. I'm going to say it. There is a thing going on at Beckett's school right now. Beckett's in high school. He's a senior in high school.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Senior Knockout. It's not sanctioned through the school. It's just what the
What the
seniors
fuck?
in his school are doing.
Just hit each other or what?
No, it is. They get
Student
anyone who
clash.
wants to do it. They get teams of 5. There are over like 400 kids doing this in his school.
It's organized through social media.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe through TikTok. I don't know. Maybe it's gonna be banned and I'm gonna end it.
That's
Power
to the people.
teams
man.
of 5. They do this thing where you can't do this on school grounds. Once the boundaries of the school are off limits, but everywhere else is open. You have to
Abduct
you
each other?
spray each other with water guns.
Oh, I've seen kids
and
playing this.
Film. You have okay,
Yeah.
and film it happening, and then if you spray them with a water gun, they're out
Yeah.
of the week. Whatever. So but they do head to head. So it's 5 versus 5 for the first week, and then if you advance, you get another 5. You go against whatever. It is okay. This sounds like a lot of fun if you're a senior. You can wear a floaty, like a swimming floaty that little babies wear.
Yeah.
And that means if they spray you, it doesn't count. Like that's like you're safe.
Oh, you're an armor.
So like
You've got
I've
armor.
seen kids walking around at like restaurants eating with their parents wearing a floaty so they can't get sprayed. Like it's like it's become
That's
this thing.
touch and base.
But
That's what you'd say.
Friday is no floaty Friday. You can't wear a floaty. You're just if they get you.
Better stay inside.
What the fuck is this?
It seems like it's a fun thing, but you have to pay to get in part of it. So I think like if you
Well, so who's organizing it where
What
they're
is
collecting
happening?
I don't
fees? That's-
know. There's some commissioner out there who goes to the school, but like
What?
if you win, there's so many people involved. I think each person on the team gets like $600 or something crazy. Like this is wild. But now
What happened to Ben Affleck
they're
and
doing
his friends
things like
getting some paddles going
the person
around?
the commissioner goes live. Oh, we're going live right now, and there's going to be a supply drop, and you can get special advantages. And right now we're at Balboa Park. Who first people get
Dude,
it?
this
gets-
is turning into Fortnite IRL.
it really is. That's what it is. You're right.
Supply
Anyways,
drops.
but I have kids outside of my fucking house
with squirt guns.
with squirt guns waiting, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here! I'm not a part of this. I don't
show
want
up
anything
with
to
some
do
real
with this.
guns.
And this is me being like, I'm getting
What?
getting angry at these. Like, I see kids like crouching behind my car with the water gun. I'm like, yeah, he's not here. He's not fucking here. Go away. Like
You're that guy.
It's like it's.
You wanna
So
borrow
you've become the thing you hate.
You want to
I
borrow
know.
some airsoft guns?
I know. No, I don't.
Oh,
borrow-
sure?
I don't want to
All right.
scare
Can I
kids.
borrow a real gun?
When you were a teenager, you took a skateboard into a shop. And
I know,
pretended
dude.
To skate around.
I know, but like I wasn't camping outside someone's house like this.
You got
Waiting
kids
for them.
with super
Going to the
soakers.
store. with a
we
skateboard.
camped out waiting for the paperboard.
I know.
Holy
like I get that
shit.
they're having a good time, but also like Beckett's so scared of being the person on his team who gets eliminated that like
He's gonna let his team down.
He won't do things. I'm like, he's like, hey,
You pretended to kill me in a movie theater.
Yeah, that was funny though. Could you
still do that.
Could you drive the car into the backyard and then I'll get in that way, because if I can't go through the front door because I could get sprayed, I'm like, I can just look
Well,
around.
just look around.
And he's like,
Doesn't trust you.
you can miss. Maybe you didn't see him.
He's living in paranoia.
Yes,
It's not healthy.
it's wild.
I would want to be shot.
Why
just to
can't
be
he
done with
spray
it.
them first? He doesn't keep that thing on him.
That's what I said. I'm like,
Where's his gat?
What the
He don't have the switch?
The problem is if he has to have someone recording them spraying. I don't fucking know.
Oh, he
dude.
needs a cameraman.
This is all so
This sucks.
Bro, you're a video
this is
editor.
so complicated.
His dad's in the
And
bed.
And now all of a sudden I'm like finding myself it's like I hear like people whispering by like my kitchen window. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Sean,
I don't want this.
You got to get involved, become his spotter, start filming him, help him win.
I'll help him win. Sure. But this is a what? But now that him and his friends are camping outside, I know so and so works at like McDonald's. We're just gonna wait for them to get off their shift and want to spray them. It's like, oh my god.
It kind of sounds fun.
I mean, if I was in high school, I think this would be the most fun.
I would hate this shit.
You wouldn't do it.
Leave
You don't
me-
have to
leave me
do
the
it.
fuck alone.
Don't sign up.
A lot
See,
of
everyone made fun of me for having this in the theater, but
yeah.
got MFs out there with floaties on at Denny's.
Yeah, they're in high school, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, cool.
There's
yeah, guess
literal
what? And
children.
Guess what? I'm an adult.
Yeah, I see that.
You certainly are.
Yeah.
I don't know if you are.
Sorry, that was my tangent.
Why don't you? Can you just get a water gun and get in on
Hose,
this?
dude. You got a
I
whole
don't
ass
know.
hose.
Yeah, I guess I
Should be able to.
if I shoot a kid and film it with the water gun, I can say Becky did it. Oh, that's smart. Right?
Tag
I'll
team?
take his water gun,
Pincer
I'll film
attack?
it, spray, because I'll think, oh, Becca's dad's coming. What does he want? Oh, he got me out.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll work on that.
I think, yeah, get involved.
Okay,
You
I'm
know.
gonna get involved. Okay.
You need to have Garrett come over, make some sort of auto turret water gun.
Yeah. And it's hooked up to the 100 PSI
Oh,
house.
dude, it's like
GoPro
it's like
on it.
aliens. Remember they set up those
Yeah.
guns and it's just like, yeah, let them come in. Yeah.
Also, don't they sell those water guns that fire like pieces of water like fucking machine gun bullets?
They do.
You should just get a bunch of those and
Yeah.
stock the whole family up.
Yeah, like we're gonna get these
Get
kids.
the little girls too up on the roof.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That'd be sick.
I know that everyone in Becky's team is having like the most fun with this, but like also there's things like my sister invited us over for dinner tonight, and he's like, I don't know if I'm gonna go because I don't leave the house.
Put the
And
water
it's like,
wing
you're,
on.
You're gonna miss
Oh,
out.
Friday.
It's Friday.
Fuck.
It's no floaty Friday.
No floaty Friday, dude.
It's crazy.
You gotta risk it.
Yeah, I mean,
You guys create a human shield to
I'll hold
protect
a
him.
sleeping bag up, and I'll block you from any potential spray.
Yeah, yeah.
There you
Bring a
go.
sleeping bag to Chili's.
Anyways,
Just give him a big poncho.
yeah. I don't know how that
Does
counts.
it count like if he's wearing a protective shield of plastic over him?
No, no. If he gets sprayed at all, not
So
wearing
his
a
clothing
floaty.
counts.
Clothing, poncho. I think
So
all
if
that.
he has like a shield in front of him and they spray the shield, he's been sprayed.
That I don't know.
Oh, that's
I don't know that. That's a good question.
Might be a disqualification though.
close.
Yeah, they probably have to. The commissioner has to weigh in on
What
that.
if it's like maybe an environmental item, Derrick, he can use as a shield? Like if he picks up a sandwich sidewalk board and pulls it up real quick and blocks a shot and then puts it down and it was there, but he can't like probably bring around a riot shield.
Or if you do, like PVC wrapped in plastic that he's like, holding in front of him.
you're talking,
everywhere he
he's
goes.
got a SWAT shield with him. He's
That's
constructed.
not a bad idea. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah, you got to look into that.
I'll look into
You got
that.
to game the system.
Yeah. Because I think right now I just have like kids, though I really don't care that they're doing this game, honestly. I think it's kind of funny, whatever. But like, this is, they keep going, they're yelling in the street so loud. Like, don't you fucking spray me. Don't fucking, and they keep saying fuck. It's like, my neighbors are here. I don't want, they got kids right there.
Language. That's when you do
And I
that.
don't want to say language. I
You
can't
do
be that person either.
I remember being that age though. I
Yeah.
remember screaming the F word in a
And-
Target
but
and then someone
I'm not
next aisle.
offended. I'm not offended by, but like,
welcome to Target. Fuck!
Remember when you did Katamari through the baseball
I do.
practice and the coach came and yelled at you?
I do remember that.
Language.
Again,
But you do that, but then he does that and then he moves on. That's
yeah,
different.
I just feel like when we did Paperboy, yeah, we're fucking
It
around. in
didn't
the
go
neighborhood.
on for 2
But I'm
weeks.
not yelling fuck at Rocco. Like, I mean, I probably did do that.
You're gonna go out there and be like, "What is this about?" And they're gonna be like, "It's a school thing." You're gonna be like, "This is for school. What class is this for?"
This
Who's
is for
your
an English
teacher?
class.
You're the
Who's your
dad,
teacher?
bro.
Tell me because I'm going to find out either way.
You're coming out here in front of my house. You're saying the F word. We got kids here.
We got kids here.
We got
This is
kids in this
whole
neighborhood. All right. You're on my turf now, buddy.
Now I gotta explain what
Yeah.
the F word means.
I'm an adult.
my
I can handle
daughters.
some bad words.
Yeah, and my wife, she can, she can't. But it's her fucking birthday too, and you would say that on her birthday. Now she's
Saying
gonna
that
cry
on
about it. I gotta deal with
birthday,
it.
dude.
Listen to me, you little piece of shit.
You
Get
little
outta here.
turd.
You
Get
little
out of here.
turd.
Yeah.
You little turd. I can still remember every time I was yelled at by an adult as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
It's
The
like
worst feeling.
It's like the worst feeling.
Oh, I blocked that out. I don't
Language, that kind of deal.
None of that pertains to
I
me
wore
anymore.
I wore a hat. I went and saw Double Dare live when I was a kid, and I got all this Double Dare merch from the show. And I was so excited, and I wore it all and to a like a church thing my family went to, and there was like some room or where did we go? I don't know. We went somewhere, and I wore my Nickelodeon like Double Dare hat.
Sure, Mark
and
Summers.
someone there fucking chewed me out.
Why?
Like, pulled me aside, like, don't wear a hat. You're wearing a hat in church?
Oh, fuck that.
Do you know anything about that? And I was like, no, I don't. I don't know anything about
Pope
that.
wears a hat in church.
Yeah. There you go.
I was literally thinking that as it was going on. I'm like, the holiest man got a hat.
Talk to our friend John Paul II, bro.
Yeah,
Papa's got a hat.
call up my good friend Benedict. And anyway, yeah, they chewed me. I could still picture that right now. I felt so bad. They made me feel terrible. And I never wore that fucking hat again. I was like, no. I'm done.
Now you just conjured up like a memory that I had forgotten where I was on the baseball fields in our hometown at the snack bar getting a Dr. Slice, I remember.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I love Dr.
Yeah,
Slice.
Dr. Slice.
Dude,
that was the shit.
That was the only place I like could get it. It was such a rare soda to find.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was probably in like fourth grade. Me and my friend were getting Dr. Slice and like Skittles, and some guy came up and yelled at us because we were wearing hats while they were playing the national anthem.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
But it was like a fucking T-ball game.
Fuck that.
And I was
you're
in
back.
like,
You're turned around in line at the snack bar.
and I'm at the fucking snack bar, and I'm in like fourth grade. What am I, like 9 years old? I'm just thinking that like, yeah, big man yelling at the 9-year-olds
Seriously.
buying soda. Take your hats off during the national anthem. Like trying to fucking intimidate us.
Yeah. That
Fucking douchebag.
that same tone was used with me when that church thing happened. And I think back the same way.
We grew up in the same town, so I'm
Seriously.
probably the same fucking guy.
Probably the same guy.
But I just think back to that. I remember even that thinking back, just it wouldn't have been a big deal if you just say, people normally take their hats off when they're in the thing. Even
Yeah.
that maybe it's still kind of mind your own business.
teaching
Mind your
moment.
own business.
But maybe I wouldn't remember that as much. But
Sure.
you have your hat, gentlemen. You have your hat on.
Yeah.
In here, it's like, yeah, okay.
We
Just tell me.
Come from the douchebag capital of the world.
I'm not like trying to start like a crime here. You could just tell me.
No,
You just
but
tell
you
me
know
what's
what though?
going on.
If I was your parent,
Yeah.
and I would be livid. Like, don't you fucking tell my kid what they can
Yeah.
and can't wear. I
Yeah.
don't fucking think so.
Yeah.
Like, even like
Yeah.
if my kid ever gets dress coded at school, God help I am not. They can wear whatever the fuck they want to wear. Like, get out of here. I'm not here for that. Like, fuck that. Some stranger telling my kid what to do.
You crossed the line.
I don't
Yeah.
think so. I don't think
This was
so.
like the 90s too. This was pre
Yeah.
9/11. So, being patriotic was lame back then.
Yeah, it still
That
still
shit was
sucked.
fucking dorky.
Should have been like, I listen to Anti-Flag, mister.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah. I'm gonna wear my hat and I listen to Offspring. So
Yeah, double birds for you, mister.
I think that is what I said in the church when they told me that. I said, "Anarchy Burger, hold the government, please."
That's cool, dude. That's
And
you were a
they
cool
didn't know
kid.
what to say.
Yeah, they were
just
like,
walked
"Oh,
away.
I didn't realize talking to a badass."
That's why they gave him the Rose Award.
it's been a great show. We've talked about Switch 2 and David Lynch, RIP David Lunch. I'm going to tweet that later. And we've covered a lot of great topics. I went through some of these topics on our Patreon. We ended up covering many of these casually in our conversation. But we have a lot of work to get back to in our studio. And so I think it should be time for us to wrap up this episode.
Yes.
Yeah, we wanted to just kind of dissect that new Severance episode real quick. So
Oh my God.
yeah, if we'll 40 minutes, we'll wrap this thing up.
This is what I'm
Easy.
gonna say, and I'll
Yeah,
be quick
yeah.
about this.
Oh, I was joking.
Oh, no.
I haven't
No,
seen it yet.
Go ahead. Here, this is important.
Severance is the first time that I can remember since Lost. Rocco and Kevin and I all saw the new episode, and we're all just talking theories, whatever. I'm like, oh my, I felt so good.
We're so back, baby.
We
Yeah.
are back.
We're
this is,
so
I
back.
haven't had a show or a
friendship
thing
is
like
back.
this. And the fact that it is weekly, like I can think about it for the whole week, and then it's a new. Like I cannot tell you. Like if you haven't watched Severance yet, I recommend it so highly.
Same.
But it is just like I feel like I'm in the Lost Days all over again. So that's all I'm gonna say.
It was funny. We talked about it today, and in the middle of the conversation, Sean did that. Sean gasped and was like, "I haven't felt like this in like 10 years.
Yeah, this is awesome.
This feels like Lost again."
And
Because there was so much in this
There's
season
only
opener.
like what 9 episodes?
Yeah.
Or now there's 10 episodes to catch up on. It's not that much, and just it's fucking dope.
It's worth it.
Watch Severance.
The only problem, honestly, is it's on Apple TV Plus. That's the only reason.
But you
there's
can
not
get
more
that on
people.
any service. That's on PlayStation.
Oh yeah, you can. But I'm just saying it's not as ubiquitous as Netflix.
I
so,
hear you.
you know, that's a shame. But well worth it. Even if you only pay it 1 month. Again,
we'll
like
go
Sean
into
said,
it more next week. But
10 episodes.
But I just want to say, watch it.
Yeah, it was great.
You know, and before we go, I just want to end on a personal note here and say that a lot of people have been very kind with my injuries, and I put that picture out last week, and a lot of people were giving me well wishes, and I've just experienced so much support from all of the fans out there, and I want to just acknowledge how special that has been and say thank you to everybody who has been rooting for my recovery after busting my face on that rock. I talked about it last week extensively. I still have a couple more weeks to go in recovery. If you looked at our hamster dance video, I saw one comment like, why does Derrick have tape on his head? This is a silicone patch to help heal the scar on my forehead. My nose is still healing from being broken. It's a little bit bruised, but in a few more weeks, I think it's going to be pretty much all behind me. So just want to give everybody an update and say thanks for all the support and well wishes out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got a great community.
We sure do. And don't go anywhere. I mean, we're not going to do an after show today, but we will be streaming so much coming up starting Sunday night at midnight.
That's true.
We'll be around. So get ready, clear your schedule, and we'll see you in a couple hours. 48 hours. It's not too long.
I do a stream every Friday, but I ain't doing that tonight. I'll tell you
Why?
right now. Because I'm going to be streamed out next week.
Fair enough.
Save up. You need to like
I need to save
decompress.
up.
Do some
I'm
meditating.
Edging, I'm doing all that.
No, what is that against TOS, Johnny? Edging? Maybe
Well,
that
no,
happens in the room.
yeah.
We don't know.
That phrase, but you know, we'll just call it semen retention.
Yes, that's probably.
I can't even.
That's how you
this
skirt
is
around
really gonna
TOS. You
suck.
call it something
Yeah.
else.
A whole.
how you-
Oh man.
Yeah, you can't jerk off when you're gonna be on camera
Yeah,
24/7.
dude. You're gonna be all
but
pent up.
There's got to be a way.
Dude,
At
no.
the end of a week, do you got plans? Because
Dude, okay.
I'd make them.
We'll make a Tenga hour for you. All right, everyone.
Oh, dude, he can't beat off. I'm gonna show him so much
Tenga
porno.
delivery, bro. That's
Tenga-
gonna
Tenga
just
delivery.
I'm gonna
just
make you.
attempt him.
Hey, I'm gonna warn you right now, Rocco. When you're in that room, I'm gonna make you so fucking horny.
Oh no.
Yeah,
That's exactly
You're
what I
not
was
gonna know what
afraid
to do.
of.
No birding off one there, Rocco.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna figure out some kind of trick. Oh yeah, give me come on, enjoy some popcorn. Good night, everybody.
Dude, that shit, your shit's
Uh-oh.
gonna pop like Mount St. Helens,
Get the Danusi
Tell
for
you,
that
dude.
one.
Mount Vesuvius.
You're
down
gonna need
there.
that dune bucket.
I'll get the dune bucket ready. Yeah, no, I'm just eating popcorn.
Jesus Christ. Johnny,
All right.
closing
Took a
theme.
really
for the love
long
of
shot.
God.
I'm summoning the Dunussy.
He's been in the
Stop.
bathroom for an hour.
Jesus Christ.